So, I've got an interview today in about, well, the interview's probably in about 5 hours, but I've got to leave here in about 3 hours to make sure I get there and find the place. So that's good times. So let's take my mind off it and do a review. More plastic spam. This would be, what, 59? So only one more after this. And we have, pardon me, Transformers, Beast Wars, Fusors, Inkjector. Now, this is quite probably one of the, don't hate me for saying this, ugliest Transformers that has ever existed. It is, ah dear. Fusors. Fusors was a line. Pardon me. Fusors, for all the children involved who weren't around back then. Hiya. Hiya, how you doing? You having some chocolate milk? Yeah, good for you. Fusors was when the scanning thing that basically picked which animal they turned into was damaged and scanned two animals at once, which come up with things like, I believe I've already reviewed Noctaro. I think that's all I've done so far. But in this instance, it was a hornet and a stonefish. Now, hornets are worse than bees, worse than wasps. They are very nasty, stinky animals. And stonefish, basically, if you touch any of these spikes, I think you're dead within a couple of minutes. They are very, 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 very poisonous. Okay? It's one of those, don't even bother trying to get to hospital, just sit back, get comfy, and it's all over. That sort of situation. So, they fused one. They fused them. And it is ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Now, I know in this series they didn't actually have to breathe, so a fish being out of water isn't necessarily a bad thing. But could this still work underwater? Because he's only got, I don't know if these are supposed to be fins or if they're actually... Yeah, they would be, because these marks here would be the gills, so these would be the fins. So he could go ever so slowly, being dragged around by his head if he was underwater, because these, if they're like actual wings of like bees, wasps, whatever, these would just flop around like, paper or fabric underwater. These wouldn't be able to help him swim. So it's a very strange beast. Very strange indeed. And you can press the button here to fire that, which I don't intend on doing because I hate doing firing gimmicks. But it has a better gimmick. An awesome gimmick. A fantastic gimmick. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? You just push this piece forward on either side. I'm supporting it underneath with my finger just to make sure. Are you ready for this? It does a headbutt with all its sharp, pointy, poisonous, stingery bits. Yeah. 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 I'm sorry. I didn't design it. So, size comparison. Road Trap. So this thing is a deluxe, but I mean, even if you ignore the legs, it's a big deluxe. I mean, he's about the size of its head. It's quite big. Oh dear, sorry. I've just gotten up, I'm feeling a bit rough, and I've got an interview, and I'm all worried and panicked and blah, blah, blah. So, shall we get into the transformation? Yeah? Right, okay. First things first, I usually leave it on, but we'll take it off for the argument's sake. This piece here is your weapon with your firing missile. So you lift it up, everything's going to go all messy now, isn't it? Alright. To get it from here. Come loose. Come loose. There, right. It pegs in each side, so you just need to take it out from each side. Can you guess what those parts are yet? Yeah, you can. Right. So that's your stingery gun weapon thing. Seen worse. So you got this. Can you tell what these are? Yeah? Yeah, can you? Ah, shame. Right, so now you rotate these out to the side. I'm not sure you got to turn the head. These pieces do get in the way of everything. So we'll rotate these on. Double hinge. Well, that's a single hinge into a ball joint, so, you know, whatever. Rotate them out to the side. Turn this bit with the wing on. And adjust the wing to your liking. And bend the elbow. We're going to move these legs out of the way and try and rotate the head all the way around. Yes, we can do. Right. And now we're going to bring this out to the side, bring that there, adjust to liking, bend elbow, straighten up the big thick insect legs, and you'll never guess, but they're going to turn to the robot legs. I know, right? Who'd have known? Open up these end sort of mandible bits. Are they mandibles? I don't know. Adjust legs on the back to out of the way mode, and bring the camera up slightly because it's too small. Okie dokie. Get in there, just there. Right, okay, good. Okay. Now this is pretty much done, and you might be thinking to yourself, that's a bit lazy, they're just going to leave the beast head as the robot head. Well, no, because you see, this is one of the best head reveals you'll ever see in your life. So if I take this whole piece and... No, I'm just funning with you. See this bit where the mouth actually opens? Rah, which I forgot to show in the original. Yeah, if you just get hold of all of that and hinge it down, yeah, there's his face. And the mouth still opens. Rah. I have no sufficient words to apologise for that head reveal, but, you know, that's fine. And there he is, in all his robot mode glory. I feel like something's... No. Okay. I thought someone was crawling on my leg, that was worrying. Ah, dear. And yeah, so... That's wacky. Truth be told, just between you and me, I actually like this because he's so weird and different and unique. I just kind of like him. That's just me. You can choose your own choice. But yeah, so you can give him the weapon and you can put it in either hand, and now you can only bend the elbow that much and it looks a bit daft. So what I prefer to do is just give him a whole stinger arm by just turning it over at the elbow, rotating it around, and just bending the arm up like that. And now the entire arm is a stingy weapon thing, which I think is better. And yes, you can, even with his face sticking out, still do. Now then, about 10 years ago, and it is literally about 10 years ago, I went through hard times, shall we say, and I had to sell off a lot of my collection. And I sold off like all my Energon figures and all this kind of stuff, you know, my robots, my 2005 Robots in Disguise, was it 2005? Something like that, yeah, my 2005 Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus and all that stuff. A lot of which I really regret. My Energon Optimus Prime, I want that back so much. All these figures I had to sell. And he survived the cut. I didn't sell him. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's because I didn't think I could put him into a padded envelope to send him to anyone without him shattering. Or if that was just an excuse for me internally not wanting to get rid of him. Pardon me. To get rid of him. I don't know. But he's just weird. And he's wacky, and he's got a size comparison, before I forget. There's Battle Slash. So, there's not much to the body, it is all the head. And it's fine. It's fine. He's weird. If you want something weird, he's your man. Don't come to a Fusor expecting something run-of-the-mill. It's just not going to work for you, alright? It's just not going to happen. But if you want something weird and wacky, Fusors are your boys. And, yeah... I like this sort of thing, though. This needs to be encouraged. Hasbro, or is it Bandai now? Whoever owns it. Sometimes they need to just go out on a limb and do something weird. You know? Just to prove that they can. Because getting super safe figures, I was going to say like these guys, but to be fair, these are. Everyone was going to want these. As soon as they thought, hey, we're just going to update those and give them both individual art modes, everyone and their dog was fighting and killing each other to try and get hold of these guys. And it sounds like everyone did. I know most of you lot did. But give us weird and wacky figures. Give them to us. We want them, we like them, and, you know, I'll think more of you, if nothing else. Because you end up with just this row and row and row of the same figure in slightly different ways. You know, how many Starscreams have people got? How many Megatrons? How many Optimus Primes? Compare that to how many Inkjectors have they ever had? Only one, baby. Only one. So I'm going to call it a day there, so I can go and sit in mild terror until I have to get ready before I have to leave to get the train to get to the place, to spend ages trying to find the place, and then have about half an hour spare and end up going into Forbidden Planet and spending money I shouldn't do because I could potentially be out of work soon. But whatever, that's just life, isn't it, right? So, I should be ugly, but not as bad as that. I should be wretched, and I shall see all of you in the next one. Cheers, everybody!